We do have one light underweight Oakley Fleming if you would be making your way to the holding pens. After the conclusion of that show, we will begin with Class 1 of our market barrows. Class 1 of market barrows, please be making your way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Cassidy Bain, Lance Cornwell, Ansel Hatfield, and Kendall Jett.
Well, good evening or good morning, I guess. I was gonna say good evening. Good morning. I appreciate you guys having me out to sort your show. One young gal here with a lightweight barra, but still offers quality. I think that one's so fresh up high. That one's still wide constructed. Just unfortunately didn't make weight today, but a dense feature one, an awfully nice one to start off our show. Give her a round of applause. She's doing an awesome job.
We would like to welcome our judge today, Jacob Yenser. Jacob is from Bawkins, Ohio, where his family operates Yenser Show Pigs, and Jacob grew up raising and showing livestock at county, state, and national levels. He has always had a passion for the industry and strives to give back and help the youth to give them the same opportunities he was given throughout his years. He is a former member of the Ohio State ATI livestock judging team, where he had lots of individual and team success. He will be attending West Texas A&M in the fall to continue his education and be a part of their livestock judging team. Let's give a judge a round of applause today.
First class of bears out here. One that I like to start off. I think that one, in terms of being dense featured, opened up. I guess what sorts top pair for me a little closer there. Study him going away from you. And that one's so much more genuine, square from behind. Opened up as well, and yet still rolls fresh in terms of his rib cage and shape up high. I like that young man's bear there to start off our class. Young man's all black one that comes out here in two. Another nice one in terms of being probably a little bolder in terms of his forearm and denser at the ground, and in terms of foot and bone circumference. Coming and going is where I struggle with that one. Wants to buckle in terms of his knee, not as opened up and square in terms of his chest floor. Studying from behind, wants to close up and funnel to the surface. But another one that's super raw and hard in terms of his shape. Nice one to sit there in second. A young lady that comes out here in three, I think one in terms of look from the side. That one's elevated up high when she gets them out here and gets them driving. I know you guys have been showing all week, so they're wanting to fight you there. But one that just comes plainer in terms of his shape. Not as bold out of the backside of his blade in terms of his forerib and rib cage, but a nice one there to sit in third. Young ladies that round out in terms of structure, that's where I struggle with the young lady's bear. Wants to come flatter in terms of his foot there. Study him from behind. Wants to bow out in terms of his rear hock. Not as shapely up high, but one in terms of extension and look up high. That one's elevated ahead of his blade. A nice one to be there to round out our class. Give all those kids a round of applause. They did an awesome job.
We need Class 2 of market bearers to be making their way to the show arena. These exhibitors are Alex Bosom, Savannah Smith, Hadley Dietrich, Isabella Carnahan, and Emma Krebs. Our underweight light level class was sponsored by Bethel Feed and Supply. Class 1 sponsored by Dickey's Barbecue, and Class 2 sponsored by Buckley Brothers. Congratulations, Class 1 Market Gilts. First place, Lance Cornwell. Second place, Ansel Hatfield. Third place, Kendall Jett. And fourth place, Cassidy Bain. Emma Krebs, please be making your way to the show arena. Class 3 Market Bearers, please be making your way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Riley Carnahan, Briley Clem, Isabella Bickle, Peyton Smith, and Shelby Swader.
Another high quality top end of the class. Ultimately, I land on the young man's white bear here. I think in terms of feature and presence, I like that one from the side. That one's elevated up front. Yeah, what separates the two, that one's denser feature. That one's probably more opened up, a little longer hip for me. Still rolls enough shape up high and spread there. I like that one a good deal to start off. Young lady behind me, that's going to be second. One that I think just wants to round off both ends of her skeleton. Wants to come rounder in terms of her hip. Not as extended and elevated up front. Maybe not as dense featured either, but another one that rolls some shape up high, offers some presence and quality there. That's a nice one to be second. Young lady that comes out here in third, that one wants to become frailer feature. Probably not as opened up, and I didn't read that one as square from behind, but another one with shape still offers enough mass and substance to compete. That's a nice one to sit there in third. Young lady that's going to round off, one that just needs more mass and substance. We need more of that haul. We need to open that one up, blow that one apart and freshen up its upper rib cage there. But another one to round out our class is awfully nice. Give all those kids a round of applause. They did a great job.
Congratulations, Class 2 Market Bearers. First place, Alex Bosom, breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs. Second place, Savannah Smith, breeder Leech Show Pigs. Third place, Hadley Dietrich, breeder Leech Show Pigs. And in fourth place, Isabella Carnahan, breeder Angelus Fine Swan. Thank you, Boot Country, for sponsoring our Class 3 Market Gilts. Entering the arena at this time is Class 3. Class 4 can be making their way to the holding pins. These exhibitors are Elijah Newberry, Stacy Arthur, Riley Ealing, and Jonathan Noss.
Biggest number class we have right here. I think young lady here is going to start off with the traditional belted one. I like that one in terms of being shapely up high. Has more spread and dimension, I guess, of the class for me. So much fresher and bolder out through his rib cage there. Yeah, study that from behind. Is he perfect in terms of range of motion? No, but in terms of being square opened up, in terms of his chest form from behind, that one still rolls up some quality and shape there. I like that one a good deal to start off. Young lady's more moderate, stouter one here is going to be second. One that just needs more grow. We need to lift that one up, give him some air underneath them. I need to square that one up and make him more secure from behind. But one in terms of being wide from stifle to stifle and hard and raw in terms of his shape up high, that one offers those kind of qualities. The next one that comes out next, just need to open that one up. Need to blow that one apart. Need to roll with a little fresher shape up high, of more freshness in terms of rib cage there, but an awfully nice one to sit next. Young ladies that comes out next, another one we need to open up at the ground. We need to blow that one apart. Need to add more shape and just spread from stifle to stifle from behind once the funnel and close up there through a lower skeleton. Young ladies that comes out next, one that just needs more shape. Again, I sound like a broken record, but got to keep hogs fresh and shapely here. We just need to work a bigger ditch down the back side of her spine there. And open that one up. Wants to come rounder in terms of his hip as well. But another nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 3 Market Barrows. First place, Briley Clem, breeder Clem Family Livestock. Second place, Peyton Smith, breeder Westerner Show Pigs. Third place, Isabella Bickle, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. Fourth place, Shelby Swader, breeder Swader's Funny Farm. And fifth place, Riley Carnahan, breeder Angela's Fine Swine. Entering the arena at this time is Class 4 of Market Barrows. We need all first and second placings from Class 1 through 3 to be making their way to the holding pens. Class 1 first place, Lance Cornwell. Second place, Ansel Hatfield. Class 2 first place, Alex Bosom. Second place, Savannah Smith. Class 3 first place, Briley Clem. And second place, Peyton Smith. Third placings, please be getting ready in the barns. This is a reminder that we need all first and second placings from Class 1 through 3 to be making their way to the holding pens.
Got some very talkative hogs out here in this class. Young man's all black bear is going to start off. I think in terms of just putting together what I would consider a complete hog in this class, I don't know if I just fell in love with any of them, but deep in terms of quality. That one's elevated up high. That one's shapely. Got so much spread. One thing I changed on that one is from a structural problem. Maybe not the soundest, the squarest. Set that one in motion. Doesn't come out and just flex and reach. It's just true athleticism, but a nice one to start off there. Young man's here is going to sit in second. Another one in terms of look and just elevation, I wouldn't argue if you want to flip that pair, because that one in terms of being more extended through his head and neck there ahead of his blade, that's an awfully nice one. That one just gets too hesitant. Sit down on the surface on his front toe there. Maybe not as shapely and just as fresh up high. Wants to swing out a little bit in terms of his rear hock, but a nice one there to sit in second. Young man's going to come out here in third. One gives you the illusion of being so spread, having so much spread and just being so wide from blade to hip there. I don't know if that one's just as fresh and just as shapely there. Maybe just has a little more condition on him that I like there. We need to clean that one up in terms of his jowl up front as well. Young ladies that comes out next, I commend her for skin and hair because that one's been taken care of. But study that one up front. We need to clean that one up in terms of his jowl. Need to open that one up in terms of his chest floor. Wants to pigeon toe a little there and close up from behind. But again, another nicely, awfully presented one there. That's an awfully nice bear there to round out our class. Give those kids a round of applause. They did an awesome job.
Congratulations, Class 4 Market Barrows. First place, Jonathan Noss, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Elijah Newberry, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. Third place, Riley Ealing, breeder Angels Fine Swine. And fourth place, Stacy Arthur, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. Class 4 is sponsored by Feed Mill Restaurant.
Bring the lightweights out for your division. Four deep here, I think, in terms of quality. A really nice set. I'm happy to have them out here. There's a few of them that rise to the top for me. I got to pick a top four or a top five, I guess, something like that. But we'll get your green and reserve and get through there. But there was one that just hit me in class in terms of being bold, opened up, puts, I guess, a complete package together. He's not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I haven't seen a lot of animals that are perfect in every spot and position. But a young man on my right side is going to be your champion.
Elijah Newberry, please be entering the show arena. Riley Ealing, please make your way to the holding pens.
dropped the second in from that class. I talked him in class. I'm not going to talk him again, but certainly doesn't take away from the quality. Only adds to it here. But there was another one out here in a class that I liked a good deal. I thought so shapely, so bold, and dense featured. I liked her in class. Young lady on the far side is going to be a reserve champion.
Peyton Smith, please being in the show arena. Isabella Bickle, please make your way to the holding pins.
Drop out another second place. One I thought certainly brings quality again. But like I've said twice now, there's another one that I thought I liked a good deal. Was part of the trio that I evaluated the first time. A young man on my left side is going to have your third overall.
Savannah Smith, please be entering the show arena. Hadley Dietrich, please make your way to the holding pins. Hadley Dietrich, please be entering the show arena. All other exhibitors in the holding pins are dismissed. Hadley Dietrich, you have 1 minute to make it to the ring. This is a reminder that if anybody is interested in Pork Producers shirts, they are selling County Born and Raised t-shirts and quarter zips behind the announcer stand. You can see Harley if interested in those. We can have Class 5 of market bearers be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Asher Hatfield, Olivia Havarilla, Kemper Shepard, Claire Westner, and Charlotte Williams. Congratulations, lightweight division market bearers, grand champion Jonathan Noss, breeder Noss Farms, reserve champion Briley Clem, breeder Clem Family Livestock, third overall Alex Bosom, breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs, fourth overall Savannah Smith, breeder Leech Show Pigs, and fifth overall Lance Cornwell, breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs. Your lightweight division was sponsored by Evans Funeral Home. Class 6 market bearers can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Paisley Ealing, Sadie Woofer, Travis Brandenburg, and Brennan Woofer.
Close top pair. I guess ultimately, I like the young man's over here on my right side. In terms of being square, genuine through his lower skeleton, he checks the boxes and has the advantages in that aspect. Get up high, and that one actually surprised me coming out. That one rolls a deep ditch down the top side of his spine there. Yet still stays so opened up and square. Is that one just out there in terms of pieces? Maybe not just as dense featured, probably not as big footed there, but that's a complete package. That's a nice bear to start off our class. Young man's that comes in second. If you want to argue just density of feature and just circumference of foot and bone, that's your bear right there. That one's dense featured. That one's elevated up front. It's from behind and coming and going is where I question that one. From behind wants to get out there and push corners. Not a square in terms of the angle to his hawk there, but a nice one to sit there in second. Next one that comes out, we just need to freshen, the rest of this trio out. We need to freshen them up. We need to shape them up. We need to put some air under them, give them some grow and some get them not so moderate and stout there. But an awfully nice one there to be there in third. Young lady that comes out here next. Young lady comes out here next. One just comes plainer in terms of his shape, not as bold and just expressive there, but a really nice one to sit in that spot. Young lady rounds out of our class. Need to freshen that one up. Need to freshen up skin and hair. Comes too stale in terms of his shape up high. Need to open that one up at the surface. But an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Class 7 market bearers can be making their way to the holding pins. These exhibitors are Jackson Noss, Emma Reed, Stella Nenachuk, Savannah Pennington, and Addison Stratman. Congratulations, Class 5 market bearers. First place, Asher Hatfield, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Second place, Kipper Shepherd, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Third place, Charlotte Williams, breeder Westner Show Pigs. Fourth place, Claire Westner, breeder Westner Show Pigs. And in fifth place, Olivia Havarilla, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. Class 5 was sponsored by Bethel Feed and Supply.
An awfully nice one to start off our class. One that's dense featured, has look up high. That one's maybe not as just shapely up high and just a square in terms of the angle to his hawk there from behind. But I think just putting the parts and pieces together and making a complete package, that one's the squarest and most genuine through his lower skeleton. Yeah, bold and expressive out of the backside of his blade through his full ribbon rib cage. Nice place to start there. The next one that comes out next, we just need to open that one up. We need to crack that one open through his lower skeleton. That one has shape up high. We just need to make that one bolder in terms of his rib cage as well. Next one that comes out, another one we just need to open up in terms of chest floor and from behind. I need to set that one out and get more range of motion and flex there. Not as shapely up high as either. Young lady that comes out next, one that comes plainer in terms of his package there. Not as shapely, not as expressive. Wants to come plainer, funnel out through his stifle. But an awfully nice class. Give those kids a round of applause.
Class 8 market barrows can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Boone Burbage, Jax Dodson, Taylor Dott, Cameron Hall, and Xander Fishback. Congratulations, Class 6 market barrows. First place, Paisley Ealing, breeder Angelus Fine Swine. Second place, Brennan Wolfer, breeder Wolfer Family Farms. Third place, Travis Brandenburg, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. And fourth place, Sadie Wolfer, breeder Wolfer Family Farms. Class 6 was sponsored by Dickie's Barbecue.
Interesting top duo that I think are so different in their kinds. I guess the question I ask myself is whether I can live with the young man's bear in terms of range of motion and just set an angle to his femur there. But I guess ultimately I decided I can because he does so many things so well. I like that one's look up front. I like how elevated that one is, how extended he is in terms of his blade. Dense featured, rolls a huge back and shape down the top side of his spine. But like I said, if I could change him, it's from behind. Set that one in motion. That one straighter in terms of his femur and hock, and I don't like to give up a ton of structure, but I think in terms of this class, that one does so many market fundamentals well. A young lady that comes in second, that's not to take away from that bear, because in terms of being square, more angulation to her hock, able to reach and go just a little better there. Give that one credit. That one's range of motion, his athleticism has the advantage. So when I study that one's plainer and more common in its kind. Probably not as shapely and just have as much spread up high. Wants to round out in terms of his hip there, but a nice one to sit there in second. Next one that comes out, probably not as shapely, not as fresh. Need to clean that one up in terms of his jowl. I need to square that one up from behind, but another nice one to sit there in three. Another one that comes out, one that we just need to relax in terms of the angulation to his blade. I need to lift that one up, put some air under him, and just give him some fresher shape and rib cage there. But an awfully nice class for that one to stand there in that spot. Young lady here that comes out and rounds our class. One we just need to open up. We need to square that one up from behind. I wants to come bow-legged from behind, going away from me there. But an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
We need all first and second places from Class 5 through 7 to be making their way to the holding pins. Class 5 first place, Asher Hatfield. Second place, Kemper Shepard. Class 6 first place, Paley Ealing. Second place, Brennan Woofer. Class 7 first place, Jackson Noss. And second place, Addison Strautman. We need all third placings to be getting ready in the barns. Congratulations, Class 7 Market Barrows. First place, Jackson Noss, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Addison Strautman, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Third place, Savannah Pennington, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Fourth place, Stella Nochuk, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. And fifth place, Emma Reed, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Class 7 was sponsored by Buckley Brothers.
Nice calico to start off our class. Square coming and going, yet rolls, I guess in terms of the class, probably the freshest, deepest groove down the top side of his spine there. Maybe not just as opened up and bold in terms of his full rib and rib cage that I like to see, but still freshly and shapely there. Need to coordinate that one from behind as well. Wants to push corners there from behind, but an awfully nice one to start off. England comes out here in two. I guess in terms of being plainer and more common, that's probably what that one represents. I need to clean that one up in terms of his jowl there. I need to add more range of motion. Wants to come rounder in terms of his hip and hind leg, but an awfully nice one to sit there in second. Next, a young man comes out here in three. One that I think in terms of skin and hair and presentation, I like that one a good deal. He's done an awesome job working hard at home on that. We just need to shape that one up. We need to blow that one apart. We need to expand that one in terms of his rib cage and from behind. An awfully nice one to sit there in three. Young man's next one that's going to come out here in four. One again that we just need to open up. We need to freshen up, give more shape up high, but an awfully nice one there. Young man's a round out, good quality hog to round out our class. We just need to freshen that one up, put some more shape and just mass and dimension in that one and open up at the ground. But that's an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 8 Market Barrows. First place, Boone Burbage, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Taylor Dot, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Third place, Cameron Hall, breeder Angela's Fine Swine. Fourth place, Sander Fishback, breeder Carson's Four Season Hog Farm. And fifth place, Jax Dodson, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Class 8 was sponsored by Boot Country.
Nice set of middleweights here. There's a few of them that I think are awfully elite. I won't lie, this is a closer division than I thought than your first one, but I'll hop off the mic and go select your Grand and Reserve.
Addison Stratman, please be entering the show arena. Savannah Pennington, please make your way to the holding pens. Kemper Shepard, please be entering the show arena. Charlotte Williams, please make your way to the holding pens. Taylor Dott, please be entering the show arena. Boone Burbage, please make your way to the holding pens. We need Class 9 and market bearers to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Isaac Bertzel, Madeline Royce, Cassidy Bain, and Kirsten Gray. Congratulations, Grand Champion Middleweight Market Barrow, Jackson Noss, breeder Noss Family Farms. Reserve Champion Asher Hatfield, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Third overall, Cameron Hall, breeder Angelus Fine Swine. Fourth overall, Kemper Shepherd, breeder Leech Show Pigs. And fifth overall, Taylor Dot, breeder Leech Show Pigs. The middleweight division was sponsored by EC Nursing Funeral Homes in Milford, Winelson.
A nice winner to start off our heavyweights here. That one's probably not the most opened up in terms of chest for, probably not the densest featured, but that one's elevated up high. That one rolls a fresh shape. That one's square from behind. I like that one a good deal to start off our class. Another similar trio here on the bottom. I guess ultimately I like the young ladies there to be next. I think in terms of elevation and just having the fresher of the shape of the trio there, that one's good in terms there. That one just needs to be just blown apart. That one needs to be shapely up in terms of your winner there. Need to clean that one up in his jowl. But that's an awfully nice one to sit there in too. Young lady that's going to come out next, another one that I think, in terms of being square, coming and going, opened up, and just sheer stoutness, that one checks the boxes. We need to add more shape. We need to add more look and extension up high, but another really nice one there. A young man to round out, that one's a dense feature. That one's big-legged. That one's big in terms of circumference of foot and bone. Just maybe not as fresh, not as shapely there. Wants to dip ever so slightly out through his hip-loin junction there, but an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Class 10 market bearers, please be making your way to the show arena. These exhibitors are Riley Borchers, Scarlett Lucky, Caitlin Brandenburg, and Kylie Bosom. Congratulations, Class 9 market bearers. First place, Madeline Royce, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. Second place, Cassidy Bain, breeder Westerner Show Pigs. Third place, Kirsten Gray, breeder Westerner Show Pigs. And fourth place, Isaac Bertzel, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. We need Class 11 market barrows to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Sawyer Fairchild, Katie Woofer, Brantley Clem, and Shelby Bainham.
Another class of heavyweights. I think young ladies wins handily for me. That one's dense feature. That one's elevated. Again, probably not the most opened up thing I've ever seen, but in terms of shape and just sheer freshness there, we get into these heavyweights. Freshness is important. That one represents all those qualities. That's a nice place to start. Young man's blue butt's going to come out next. Another one that I thought was good in terms of his look from the side. I thought elevated up high. Maybe just not as just expressive in terms of his feature. Not as wide from stifle to stifle there, but one that comes with enough mass and substance. Give that lady that's a good pig there to stand there in second. A young ladies that comes out here in three. One that was plainer and more common, rounds out of his hip there. Maybe not as square, wants to bow out from behind, but another nice one to sit there in third. One to round out our class. One that's tall, elevated, dense featured. We just need to blow that one apart. Add some more groceries to that one. That's an awfully nice hog to round out our class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
I need all first and second placings from class 9 and 10 to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are first place, Madeline Royce, second place, Cassidy Bain, class 10 first place, Caitlin Brandenburg, second place, Riley Borchers, and I need all third placings to be getting ready in the barns.
Another class winner that I thought came out and just won pretty handily for me. One that I guess probably not in terms of elevation, just extension there, length of body. Doesn't have those kind of ESTs compared to your second class winner there. But one that I thought was square, dense featured, has enough shape and freshness there to win a class there. Young man's come down too. Like I said, has the advantage in terms of length of body, just extension, elevation there. Probably not as fresh in his shape, not as fresh in his skin and hair. Probably not as opened up either as well, but that's an awfully nice one to sit there in two. Young ladies that comes out next here in three. One I thought a good production haul, good length of body. Need to open that one up. Need to densen that one up. Need to make bigger feet and legs on that one. Just need to blow that one apart in terms of his rib cage. Young ladies that comes out and rounds the class. Plainer and more common in terms of his design. Not as opened up. Wants to come more squirrel in terms of his hock from behind. Wants to set that one on the inside of his skeleton there. We need to open that one up and give that one some more juice. But an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 11 Market Barrows. First place, Katie Woofer, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Brantley Clem, breeder Clem Flaming Livestock. Third place, Shelby Bainham, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. And in fourth place, Sawyer Fairchild, breeder Carson's Four Season Hog Farm. Class 11 was sponsored by Dickey's Barbecue. Riley Borchers, please be making your way to the holding pens.
Bring your heavyweights out here, and something you struggle with in this division is just keeping them fresh, keeping them juiced up and looking good. But I think there's some out here that represent freshness, represent quality, still stay opened up, represent a good market hog. I'll put the mic down and go shake your granite reserve.
Riley Borchers needs to be entering the show arena. Kylie Bosom, please make your way to the holding pens. Cassidy Bain, please be entering the show arena. Kirsten Gray, please make your way to the holding pens. Brantley Clem, please be entering the show arena. Shelby Bainham, please make your way to the holding pens. Shelby Bainham, please be entering the show arena. We need all Grand and Reserve from our 3 divisions to be making their way to the holding pens. Lightweight Division Grand, Jonathan Noss. Reserve, Briley Clem. Middleweight Division Grand, Jackson Noss. Reserve, Asher Hatfield. Heavyweight Division Grand, Caitlin Brandenburg. Reserve, Madeline Royce. We need 3rd overalls to be getting ready in the barns. Congratulations, Grand Champion Heavyweight Barrow, Caitlin Brandenburg, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. Reserve Champion Madeline Royce, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. 3rd overall, Katie Woofer, breeder Noss Farms. 4th overall, Brantley Clem, breeder Clem Family Livestock. And 5th overall, Riley Borchers, breeder Noss Farms. Thank you to United Dairy Farmers for sponsoring our heavyweight bear division.
bring your division champions out here for your Barra show. I've had a lot of fun sorting them. I think tremendous quality that we have out here from your division winners. I think there's 3 out here that represent different parts and pieces and different styles of hogs. I guess there's a few of them out here that are my kind. I'll go through. I'll put the mic down and go ahead and shake your grand.
Madeline Royce, please be entering the show arena. Katie Wooford, please begin making your way to the holding pins. Asher Hatfield, please be entering the show arena. Cameron Hall, please begin making your way to the holding pins. Briley Klim, please be entering the show arena. Alex Bosom, please make your way to the holding pins. Cameron Hall, please be entering the show arena. All of the exhibitors in the holding pins are dismissed. We need Oakley Fleming to be making her way for the show arena. Congratulations, Grand Champion Overall Market Barrow, Caitlin Brandenburg, Breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. Reserve Champion Jackson Noss, Breeder Noss Farms. Third overall, Jonathan Noss, Breeder Noss Farms. Fourth overall, Asher Hatfield, Breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. And fifth overall, Madeline Royce, Breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. Our Grand and Reserve Barrow banners were sponsored by Southern Ohio Equipment Services and Midwest Containers. We would like to introduce our judge again for this morning, Jacob Yenser. Jacob is from Hawkins, Ohio, where his family operates Yenser Show Pigs, and Jacob grew up raising and showing livestock at county, state, and national levels. He has always had a passion for the industry and strives to give back and help the youth, to give them the same opportunities he was given throughout his years. He is a former member of the Ohio State ATI livestock judging team, where he had lots of individual and team success. He will be attending West Texas A&M in the fall to continue his education and be a part of their livestock judging team. Let's give a judge our round of applause. We would also like to remind everybody, if anybody is interested, Pork Producers is selling County Born and Raised t-shirts and quarter zips behind the announcer's stand. If you're interested, you can see Harley Crewy. Class 1 of market guilds can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Riley Ealing, Elijah Newberry, Ace Tyndall, and Sadie Wolfer.
Young lady's got a single entry here in our guild to start it off. Another really nice one here. I can certainly withstand some competition. Den's featured, still opened up. That's an awfully nice one to start our class. Give our young lady a round of applause.
Class 2 of market gilts can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Riley Carnahan, Lance Cornwell, Isabella Carnahan, and Brantley Clem.
First class at Gilts, young man's just demands your attention in this class. That's an awfully nice one to start. That one's Den's featured big in terms of shape, her shape up high, and yet still elevated there. I like that Gilt a good deal. Range of motion, athleticism, all checks the boxes. That's a really nice one to start this class. Young man comes out next. One I just saw in terms of having meat and potatoes and the groceries there was probably the next best. Boldest in terms of her full rib and rib cage. The most opened up and genuine through a lower skeleton out of the initial or the last trio there to round out, but awfully nice one to sit there in second. Young man's that comes out here in third, one that's hard and raw in terms of her shape up high, a little flatter and more concave in terms of her rib cage, a little frailer featured at the ground, but a nice shapely one there to be in that place there. Young man's going to round out plainer in terms of his shape, not as opened up, probably denser featured and sits down on more circumference of bone than the one ahead of him there, becomes plainer in terms of his shape, not as fresh up high and wants to funnel out through a lower skeleton there. But an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 1 market gilts. First place, Ace Tyndall, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Second place, Sadie Woofer, breeder Wolfer Family Farm. Third place, Riley Ealing, breeder Angela's Fine Swine. And fourth place, Elijah Newberry, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. Entering the arena at this time is Class 2 market gilts. Thank you to Boot Country for sponsoring our Class 1 and Feed Mill Restaurant for sponsoring Class 2. Class 3 exhibitors can begin making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Asher Hatfield, Savannah Pennington, Shelby Swader, Kendall Jett, and Jaden Swader.
Second class Gilts. Young man's Gilt over here to my left side wins pretty handily. In terms of being dense featured, yet still elevated up front. Is that one shapely and just bold and expressive through the center portion of her body? Probably not. That's where the young man's here has the advantage in terms of raw shape up high. But that one's still square and genuine through a lower skeleton. Good look from the side. I like that one a good deal to start your class. Young man's, like I said, it comes out here in second, has the advantage in terms of shape up high. That one becomes piecier for me. A little flat flatter in terms of her forerib, maybe just not as just a smooth and transitioning from her blade to the backside of her forerib there, but an awfully nice one there to sit in that position. Next one that comes out for me, one that just has more meat and potatoes than the one behind her, one that's bolder and fuller in terms of her rib cage, probably wider from stifle to stifle. But young ladies, that rounds out our class. One that just needs opened up. We need to crack that one open. I need to give that one more groceries and more shape up high, but an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 2 Market Guilds. First place, Lance Cornwell, breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs. Second place, Brantley Clem, breeder Clem Family Livestock. Third place, Isabella Carnahan, breeder Angela's Fine Swine. And in fourth place, Riley Carnahan, breeder Angela's Fine Swine. All first and second placings from Class 1 and 2 can be making their way to the holding pens. Class 1, first place, Ace Tyndall. Second place, Sadie Woofer. Class 2, first place, Lance Cornwell. Second place, Brantley Clem. And third placings can be getting ready in the barns.
tough duo to sort in your top pair here. Ultimately, the young man's belted gill here. I like that one a good deal. I think in terms of being more complete in its build, probably a little shorter bodied option that's still shapely and rolls up high. I like that one's front end assembly better. I think that one's more elevated, taller at the point of her shoulder, and yet probably ties her head and neck a little smoother in transitions there out of the backside of her blade. Is that one denser featured? No, but that one's still square opened up through her lower skeleton. That's where the young lady's gill has the advantage in terms of being big in her forearm, big in her foot. That one surely there has the advantage over the winner. That one reads piecier to me. That one reads a little longer bodied. Maybe doesn't just blend her blade and just her head and neck there, just out of the backside of her blade is smooth there in terms of transitions. I like that one's athleticism from behind. That's a nice place there to sit there in second. Young ladies there on the far side is going to round out there in third. That one a little plainer, a little more common compared to the ones ahead of her. But in terms of being the meat and potatoes hog, being bold and full in terms of her rib cage, I like that one a good deal. Young man's going to come out here in four. That one's a moderate one. That one's stout. That one needs more grow, more length of body, more elevation up front. But that one's shapely and rolls a deep ditch down the top side of her spine there. Young lady is going to round out, just becomes the rawest and the flattest in terms of her rib cage there. Has raw shape up high, but not as opened up from behind. Wants to round off both ends of her skeleton, but an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Veterans Day at the fair. If you're a veteran, thank you for your service. There's free food voucher in front of the multi-purpose building. And now with that being said, I need a black Traverse, Clinton County tags, JSE 7800 moved immediately. You're blocking the VA benefits. Thank you.
Congratulations, Class 3 Market Gilts. First place, Jaden Swader, Breeder Swader's Family Farm. Second place, Shelby Swader, Breeder Swader's Family Farm. Third place, Kendall Jett, Breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs. Fourth place, Asher Hatfield, Breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. And fifth place, Savannah Pennington, Breeder Leach Show Pigs. Thank you to Bethel Feed and Supply for sponsoring Class 3.
Bring your lightweight gilts out here. I think I also said there was one that hit me early on. I'm not going to waste any more time. Young man on my far side is going to be your champion.
Sadie Wolfer, please be entering the show arena. Riley Ealing, please make your way to the holding pens. Shelby Swader, please be entering the show arena. Kendall Jett, please be making your way to the holding pens. Kendall Jett, please be entering the show arena. Brantley Clem, please be entering the show arena. All other exhibitors in the holding pens are dismissed. We need Class 4 market guilds to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Paisley Ealing, Cameron Hall, Isaac Birdsell, and Kemper Shepard. Congratulations, Lightweight Division Market Guilds, Grand Champion Ace Tyndall, Breeder Leach Family Show Pigs, Reserve Champion Jaden Swader, Breeder Swader's Family Farm, third overall Shelby Swader, Breeder Swader Family Farm, fourth overall Lance Cornwell, Breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs, and fifth overall Kendall Jett, Breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs. This is a reminder that if you wanted to take your animals home after the show, you do have to wait until after the conclusion of the goat show. You will have an hour to take your pigs home, up to an hour after the conclusion of the goat show today. Class 5 market goats can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Ansel Hatfield, Xander Fishback, Josie Davis, Ace Tyndall, and Brendan Wolfer.
Our classic gilts. Young man just puts together the most complete package here for me. Den's featured as that one ultra shapely up high. No, she's not, but that one still has enough shape up high, I guess, to win the class for me. Still square coming and going. Maybe not the most athletic thing I've seen today, but just a complete package of what we got out here. Good enough to win the class for me. Young ladies that's going to come out here, too, we just need to open that one up. We need to blow that one apart through the center portion of our body. Need to put some more feet and legs, not as dense featured, a little frailer compared to our class winner, but an awfully nice one there to be in two. A young man's going to be out here in three. One that I think comes flatter and a little staler in terms of her rib cage. Dense featured, like her look up front, shapely up high. Just wants to shallow out through her flank. Not as athletic and coordinated from behind as well, but nice place to be there. But young man's going to round out our class. One I think just comes flattest. We need to open that one up. We need to blow that one apart. We need to make that one a little sounder and more comfortable in motion. Just add more just sheer meat and potatoes to that hog. But nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause. top duo that offers different sorts and different challenges here. A young man's I'm going to use to win. Does she have the most in the seat of her pants? No, but I think in terms of structure and build, that one's elevated up front. Still square coming and going. Has enough for me. Still shapely and has spread up high. As that one is wide from stifle to stifle and just have enough there. I think she has enough. Probably just not the most opened up from behind, but that's a nice place to start off. A young man's that comes out next. That one is the stout powerhouse. That's the one that's opened up, bold-bladed, wide from stifle to stifle. Set that one in motion. That's where I have problems. Ties a little lower into the middle part of her blade. Wants to swing and just kind of throw her hawk. Doesn't really get out and go. Has shape up high, but maybe a little raller and staler in terms of rib cage there. But an awfully nice market hog to sit there in second. The next young man that comes out next with the all-white or blue-faced one there. That one's length of body is good in terms of this class. Maybe not just as athletic on the move. Wants to kind of swing out in terms of her hawk there. Not as just bold and expressive to the center portion of her body, but an awfully nice place to sit there. A young lady that comes out next, one that's shapely up high. We just need to blow that one apart through her lower skeleton. We need to open that one up. Coordinator from behind. An awfully nice one there. A young man that comes out, just read that one too stale. We need to read that one with some shape, put some freshness back into that one and open her up. But an awfully nice class. Give those kids a round of applause.
Entering at this time is Class 6. These exhibitors are Savannah Smith, Boone Burbage, Carson Sponsel, Waylon Sr., and Wesley Tucker. Congratulations, Class 5 Market Gilts. First place, Ace Tyndall, Breeder Leach Show Pigs. Second place, Ansel Hatfield, Breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Third place, Josie Davis, Breeder Westner Show Pigs. Fourth place, Brennan Wolfer, Breeder Wolfer Family Farms. And fifth place, Xander Fishback, Breeder Leach Show Pigs. Thank you to Buckley Brothers for sponsoring Class 5. Class 7 of market gilts can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Jackson Noss, Alex Bosom, Kirsten Gray, Carson Sponsel, and Ronnie Bullock.
another challenging class of sort. I thought the young man's in terms of look up front, look from the side. I thought that one was the best, most elite there. I thought elevated at the top side of her shoulder, dense featured, yet still rolls some shape up high. Maybe a little flatter in terms of her center rib cage, and I like, but still rolls enough shape up high. Study her from behind. That one's still sound and athletic when he gets her out here and drives her, and she's not fighting her there, but still one a square coming and going. I like that one a good deal. Young ladies comes out next. I thought it was a little more plainer, more common up front. Probably need to clean her up in terms of her jowl. Set her on the surface, and yet she sits down with some foot and bone, some density a feature there. I like that about her. Maybe not smooth and just as blending as in her hip loin junction there. A little piecier there in terms of that, but still shape up high. I like her boldness of cage there. I like that one to sit there in second. Young man's that's going to come out next. One that I just thought need to roll more shape up high. Probably a little plainer, a little frailer feature compared to the ones ahead of her. Maybe not just as athletic in motion. Wants to kind of just plant and push there, but really nice one there to sit in third. Next one is going to come out. One that was flatter, a little staler in terms of rib cage. I still thought coming and going was square enough to get around the one behind her there, but one that's shapely up high. We just need more of that one. We need to blow that one apart. Need to open that one up. Need to elevate her up front, but a nice one to sit there. Young man that comes out, one a little more moderate package, stout, wings out from behind is my problem with her. Not a square coming and going. I need to put some air under that one, lift her up, elevate her up front, but one that's bold in terms of her rib cage, wide from behind, and shapely up high. A nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 6 Market Gilts. First place, Boone Burbage, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Savannah Smith, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Third place, Carson Sponsel, breeder Swaders Family Farm. Fourth place, Waylon Sr., breeder Angela's Fine Swine. And fifth place, Wesley Tucker, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Entering the arena at this time is Class 7. We need all first and second placings from Class 4 through 6 to be making their way to the holding pens. Class 4, first place, Isaac Birdsell. Second place, Paisley Ealing. Class 5, first place, Ace Tyndall. Second place, Ansel Hatfield. Class 6, first place, Boone Burbage. And second place, Savannah Smith. We need all third placings to be getting ready in the barns.
Nice calico to start off our class. Bolden opened up and turns for chest four, yet that one spread and just sheer dimension up high is awfully impressive. So much shape and just boldness out of the backside of her blade there. Set that one in motion. That one maybe is not as perfect. I'd like to see more athleticism, range of motion there at the ground, but I think study her from behind. She's still square coming and going, wide from stifle to stifle. That's an awfully nice one to start off our class. Young man's that comes out next, one that's hard to pick holes in, I guess, for me. One is just a complete package, but maybe just doesn't have the extras. Didn't have as much spread and shape up high. Wasn't as opened up off both ends of her skeleton, but one that's square, dense, featured, complete, and still has shape up high. That's a nice place there to sit in second. The young man's going to come out here in third. One that I thought was just piecier in terms of her build. Has more length of body, but comes a little piecier up front. Doesn't blend as well in terms of her blade and head and neck there. Maybe wants to wing out and just be out there from behind. Study her there in motion. Is not as shapely up high either, but a nice place to stand there in third. The next one that's going to come out, I thought maybe just fuller, has more depth of body, still bold in a rib cage, not as shapely up high. Didn't have the spread there. Wants to kind of close up and funnel coming at you and going away, but a nice one to sit there. Young man that rounds out our class. Another one wants to come flatter in terms of her front foot, wants to bow out from behind. We just need to pick that one up off on her toes there. I need to lengthen that one up front, but one that's got big back and big from behind. That's a nice class. Give those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 7 Market Guilds. First place, Jackson Noss, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Carson Sponsel, breeder Waiters Family Farm. Third place, Alex Bosom, breeder Dragonfly Show Pigs. Fourth place, Kirsten Gray, breeder Westner Show Pigs. And fifth place, Ronnie Bullock, breeder Westner Show Pigs.
Bring out another division. I talked to them all in class, but there's one that just puts the extras together and does it so elite. So much spread, so much mass. I like her a good deal. Your calico on your far side to be your champion.
Carson Sponsel, please be entering the show arena. Alex Bosom, please make your way to the holding pens.
drop your second out in that class. Like I said, it's hard to pick holes, and I think that's a complete one. Good shape, good mass and substance there. There was another one out here that I liked a good bit. I thought her look was awesome. I thought her shape was good. Maybe just wasn't just as expansive and bold there. But young man on your far side will be reserved.
Savannah Smith, please be entering the show arena. Carson Sponsel, please be making your way to the holding pens. Ansel Hatfield, please be entering the show arena. Josie Davis, please make your way to the holding pens. Class 8 Market Guilds, please be making your way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Stella Nenachuk, Hadley Dietrich, Emma Krebs, Scarlett Lucky, and Taylor Dopp. Congratulations, Grand Champion Middleweight Division Market Guild, Jackson Noss, Breeder Noss Family Farms. Reserve Champion, Boone Burbage, Breeder Noss Farms. Third overall, Carson Sponsel, Breeder Swaders Family Farm. Fourth overall, Ace Tyndall, Breeder Leach Show Pigs. And fifth overall, Ansel Hatfield, Breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Thank you to Leach Show Pigs for sponsoring our middleweight division. Hadley Dietrich, please be making your way to the show arena. Class 9 of Market Guilds can be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Emma Reed, Isabella Bickle, McKenna McAvoy, and Jonathan Noss.
A nice way to start our class. Comes out in terms of shape and just expression. That one's exotic in her shape up high. Maybe not just explosive in terms of her forerib there, but still bold enough in terms of her rib cage for me. Study her at the ground. That one's square coming and going. Opened up. I like that one a good deal to start off. Young ladies, that comes out next. That one comes too low in terms of her point of her shoulder. We just need to elevate that one up, pick her up on her front toes there. But in terms of being bold, shapely up high, I like that one a good deal. And yet still dense featured and wide from stifle to stifle. Well, that one just comes in more parts and pieces that I like. But another one that comes out plainer, a little more common, probably not as shapely up high, maybe not as square from behind going away from you, but a nice one that comes elevated, has some look from the side. A good one to stand there in 3. Young ladies, that's not one to cooperate for her here. Wants to not as square from behind, wants to bow out and swing out in terms of her hawk. Has some shape up high. We just need to blow that one apart, open her up to her lower skeleton. But all those kids did a good job. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 8 Market Guilds. First place, Taylor Dodd, breeder lead show pigs. Second place, Stella Ninichuk, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Third place, Scarlett Lucky, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. And fourth place, Hadley Dietrich, breeder lead show pigs. Thank you to Bethel Feed and Supply for sponsoring our Class 8 Market Guilds. Class 10 Market Guilds, please begin making your way to the show arena. These exhibitors are Shelby Bainham, Addison Strotman, Briley Clem, and Riley Vorchers.
Nice class winner here. Opened up square, dense featured. Don't need to say a whole lot about her. You can see the shape up high. That one's exotic in her shape up high. That's a really nice place to start. Young ladies comes down too. That's not to take away from that gilt because that's still a fundamental gilt. That's dense featured, has some shape up high. It's maybe not as square from behind, maybe not as elevated up front, but an awfully nice one there to sit there in 2. Between the 2, but in the bottom pair here, I like the young ladies here that's got more growth, more power, just more meat and potatoes, I guess, for me. Probably more opened up, elevated off the ground there. Young lady that comes and rounds out our class, moderate bear. We need to lengthen that one up. We need to put more grow in that one. Probably need to roll some more shape as well up high, but an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 9 Market Guilds. First place, Jonathan Noss, breeder Noss Farms. Second place, Emma Reed, breeder Happy Pigs and Pugs. Third place, McKenna McAvoy, breeder Angelus Fine Swine. And fourth place, Isabella Bickle, breeder Hilltop Farm Show Pigs. Class 11 of Market Guilds can begin making their way to the show arena. These exhibitors are Caitlin Brandenburg, Caitlin Lindsley, Lux Shaw, Caitlin Woofer, and Jax Dodson.
Another one I thought just rose to the top for me in terms of just putting everything together. Still square, still a good complete package. Shape Up High, that's an awfully nice one to start. Young ladies that comes out next, Elevation and Extension. She checks that box for sure. Study that one up front. That one's tall at the point of her shoulder. That one's extended out of the back side of her blade. Where I struggle with that one is what's come a little rounder hipped, a little plainer in terms of her shape. Probably not as opened up and as coordinated from behind, but an awfully nice place there to sit in second. Between the bottom pair, I sorted off freshness. Young ladies that comes out here next is going to be fresher, has more shape up high, maybe a little tubier gutted there than the one behind her, but still shapelier, still fresher, still a good dense featured one that's elevated there. Young ladies just round out a little staler in terms of her skin and hair, a little staler in her shape. Probably wants to funnel and close up just a notch more through her lower skeleton there. But an awfully nice class. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Lux Shaw, please be making your way to the show arena. Congratulations, Class 10 Market Hogs. First place, Briley Clem, breeder Clem Family Livestock. Second place, Addison Stratman, breeder Leach Show Pigs. Third place, Riley Borchers, breeder Noss Farms. And fourth place, Shelby Bainham, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. We need all first and second places from Class 8 to 10 to be entering the holding pens. Class 8 first place, Taylor Dopp. Second place, Stella Nanachuk. Class 9 first place, Jonathan Noss. Second place, Emma Reed. Class 10 first place, Briley Clem. And second place, Addison Stratman. We need all third places to be get ready in the barns.
Good top pair to start this class. What sorts it for me is the young lady is going to start off just tied so much higher at the top side of her blade there, a little more extended, probably not as round out of her hip, a little leveler, a little squarer there. Studier coming and going, still square and has shape up high. That's a nice place to start. Young lady's blue butt here, I like that one a good deal in terms of being big and bold in terms of her chest floor there and out through her sternum. Studier there back, and she is more exotic in her shape up high. I guess what it comes down to me is studying on a side profile. She wants to tie in the middle part of her blade, wants to round off in terms of her hip, maybe wants to cause her to bow out in terms of her hock there a little bit, but an awfully nice place there to sit there in second. The next one, young man's over there wants to come out next. One I thought was just a little staler, not as fresh up high. Again, these heavyweights, keeping them fresh is challenging. Need to freshen that one up, need to open that one up in terms of his rib cage there, but a nice place to sit there. And the young ladies that comes out after that, a little plainer in terms of her shape, probably more opened up actually, not as square from behind though, a little more depth of body, just need to shape it and freshen that one up. England needs to round out our class when it's not wanting to cooperate, wants to close up, funnel through her lower skeleton, a little staler, flatter in terms of her upper rib cage, but an awfully nice class there. Give all those kids a round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 11 Market Gilts. First place, Caitlin Brandenburg, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. Second place, Jax Dodson, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Katie Woofer, second place, breeder Noss Farms. Third place, Jax Dodson, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. Fourth place, Lux Shaw, breeder Angels Fine Swine. And fifth place, Caitlin Lindsley, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. This is a reminder that we will need all of our exhibitors to stick around until after the end of the show. Our breeders and pork producers have some things they want to give to you guys.
a nice set of heavyweights for your division here. There's a couple of them that rose to the top for me. I thought check boxes for me and took it to extreme and extras. There was one out here that I thought was so shapely, so exotic there, had some massive substance. Am I a fan of this one up front? No, not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but in terms of shape, spread, and dimension, this one checks a lot of boxes. Young man on my far side will be your champion.
Emma Reed, please be entering the show arena. McKenna McAvoy, please make your way to the holding pens. Katie Wolfer, please be entering the show arena. Jax Dodson, please make your way to the holding pens. Jax Dodson, please be entering the show arena. McKenna McAvoy, please be entering the show arena. All other exhibitors in the holding pens may be dismissed. We need all grand and reserve from our lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight divisions to be making their way to the show arena. Lightweight division, grand Ace Tyndall. Reserve, Jaden Swader. Middleweight division, grand Jackson Noss. Reserve, Boone Burbage. Heavyweight division, grand Jonathan Noss. And reserve, Caitlin Brandenburg. Congratulations, Grand Champion Heavyweight Division Market Barrow, Jonathan Noss, breeder Noss Farms. Reserve Champion Caitlin Brandenburg, breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. Third overall, Katie Woofer, breeder Noss Farms. Fourth overall, Emma Reed, breeder Hatfield Pigs and Pugs. And fifth overall, Taylor Dot, breeder Leach Show Pigs.
Last final drive here. An awfully nice trio out here. I'm super happy with these things. I think they're ultra elite, especially being your born and raised show. I think this just represents quality. Why doesn't everybody give these kids a round of applause? They got some awesome hogs out here. There you go. There's three out here, like I said, that are awfully nice. There was a couple of them that hit me hard. There's one that's just overwhelming in a lot of places. I liked them a good deal, or I guess I should say liked her a good deal. Heavyweight's going to be her champion.
Caitlin Brandenburg, please be entering the show arena. Katie Woofer, please make your way to the holding pens.
be the last time I get on the mic. Then I'll get your the rest of your top 5 here. I just want to thank you guys for having me out. I've had an enjoyable time sorting these hogs. Awesome show, awesome kids. Ring Help's been awesome. Give all the breeders and everybody that puts on a Born and Raised show a round of applause. I think similar type of kinds. There's another one that I thought just brought so much power, especially being a market gilt show. So much power, so much shape, so much dimension. An awfully nice one here, your Calico Bee Reserve.
Boone Burbage, please be entering the show arena. Carson Sponsel, please make your way to the holding pens. Katie Wolfer, please be entering the show arena. We do need our Grand Champion Market Barrow and Grand Champion Market Gilt to make their way to the holding pens for the overall County Born and Raised Market Hog. Congratulations, Grand Champion Overall Market Gilt, Jonathan Noss, Breeder Noss Family Farms. Reserve Champion, Jackson Noss, Breeder Noss Family Farms. Third overall, Ace Tyndall, Breeder Leach Show Pigs. Fourth overall, Caitlin Brandenburg, Breeder Brandenburg Family Show Pigs. And fifth overall, Boone Burbage, Breeder Noss Farms. Entering the arena at this time is your Grand Champion Overall Market Barrow, Caitlin Brandenburg, and Grand Champion Overall Market Gilt, Jonathan Noss.
I know I said last time, it's my last time on the mic, but I forgot you guys had an overall. Two, I thought Bears and Gilts, a really nice show. I think two we got out here, awfully nice quality. I like them a good bit. They both represent different kinds. Champion Barra, in terms of look and just presence and elevation, that one's extended up high. That one's dense featured. Maybe not just overwhelming in terms of shape, in terms of mass, but that one's a good look from the side, and I like that one's presence. A young man's Guilt comes out and just rolled up in terms of shape. So much mass and spread out of the backside of her blade. Dense featured, maybe comparatively to the Barra, doesn't have the same kind of look. Isn't as elevated up high. Not as lengthy in terms of its head and neck there, but an awfully nice animal there to sit in the Guilt show. So I guess ultimately there's one that's more my kind and one that represents another kind. Your grand champion Guilt's going to be here overall.
Congratulations, Grand Champion overall Market Hog, Jonathan Noss, breeder Noss Family Farms.